charging the Ioniq 5. We have at least 30 minutes until it's at 80%. I have an hour until it's at 100%. Because I don't have a charger at home. So I'm sitting at a charger, not at home. So I figured I'd hop on here and answer some questions, hang out, try to cure my boredom, I guess. I don't know. So this has been my life for the last 2 weeks almost, because I had the Hyundai Kona. Moose 47 and Chuck Calvin. We have a couple people in here joining up. Hello. If you missed the beginning, I am charging my Hyundai Ioniq 5 for the second time in 2 days. So we're sitting at the charger. I have 30 minutes until it's at, we're sliding. This is not a great camera setup. Please bear with me. I've 30 minutes to 80%, an hour to 100%. Moose 47 asks, are there any games in the infotainment system? No. However, now the infotainment is above where I have the phone set up. Oh, thanks, Electrify America. You recharged my card. I can go to... Hello from Stillwater, Minnesota. Hey, man, how's it going? Good evening. Hello. I was just trying... There's no games in here, but there is... Shoot, I can't find it now. This whole infotainment system is kind of... It's a lot. Let me go to media. No, that's not what I want. Shoot. Very odd stream. Yeah, I know. I'm literally just sitting at a charger, and I figured I haven't done a stream in a while. So I figured I would. Where is the media? Oh, is it because I have my phone plugged? Oh, no, here's media. Okay. No, that's not what I want. All right, whatever. Fresh brisket on the bread. Hello from Indiana. I have to say it's been super cool to watch grow over the years. I think I've been subscribed for 4 or 5 years now. Love to see it. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's definitely been cool to grow. It's been awesome. Man, relax. Time to use a joint and relax while charging. Yeah, not in a press car. This is not my automobile. And also, don't do that while driving. But if I had a home charger, this wouldn't be an issue. I was trying to show you, or in the infotainment system, there is something called, well, it's basically a white noise machine built into the infotainment. I was trying to show you that, but because, let's just, all right, hold on. You're coming on a journey with me. We're going to unplug here. I want to show you the sounds of nature that this thing has. Okay, here it is. Oh, wait. They added new sounds of nature. So it's always been like lively forest like this. But they added more. That's so cool. I'm going to have to put that in the video. You guys saw me live discovering that. Sorry, I missed a couple comments here. It's a press car. Use it as you please. I remember the video of the 1995 or so Toyota Corolla wagon. By chance, do you know if the owner would sell it? I think one was around Chicago. Was it a dark blue or like a greenish? I could ask. I mean, I know the owner. I can see. I think that's the only Corolla wagon I've done. But, yeah. Why does a car need any of this? I don't know. Kia and Hyundai have added the sounds of nature to their cars in the last couple of years. Will this have the macaroni styling feel 30 years from now? I would say this has macaroni styling now. Because it has, I love and hate the Ioniq 5. I haven't filmed it yet. I haven't filmed a review of it yet, but I love the retro styling of this car. It is so hands down so cool. But yeah, I don't remember the color. I think the only one I did was, it was manual and it was like a dark greenish blue. But yeah, how's it going, Zach? It's going. You know, we're sitting here waiting for the car to charge. I got 25 minutes till 80%, but I'm probably going to charge it to the full 100 just because, why not? I have the time, oddly enough. But if you guys have any questions about the Ioniq 5 or about the channel, me, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, leave it in the comments. I wonder what kind of reliability issues it will have as opposed to other EVs. I don't know. I can't imagine that it would be much different than other EVs. I mean, I don't understand why it would be any less reliable or more reliable than other EVs, but so far so good. You know, like I said, I like and dislike this car. What's your general consensus on Alfa Romeo? I think their cars have a lot of emotion attached to them. I love the styling of Alfa Romeos. I love the idea of Alfa Romeos. But the reliability just kicks me every single time. That being said, I am talking to Stellantis right now about getting press cars, and that would include Alfa Romeo. So hopefully I can spend a little bit more time. I don't know if you guys can see my reflection. Hold on. Ruh-roh. Someone got pulled over. Not me. I'm doing 0 miles. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Wait. No, it's an Accord Coupe. I thought it was a Tiburon. I was going to be excited. What is the usual turnaround time after you submit a car review on your website? Good question. And I'm actually, I want to do a video about this to sort of explain more. Here's the thing. Submitting to my website, first of all, unfortunately, I stopped replying to every single email that I got because it got to be too much, unfortunately. The turnaround time varies drastically depending on where you are. If you're in my area, if you're in the Chicagoland area, turnaround time is going to be very quick because I'm always looking for stuff nearby. If you're out of state, you know, further than Indiana, further than Iowa, further than Milwaukee in terms of like north, anything south of like Springfield, it's going to be a long time. I don't plan on going to California this year. I don't plan on going to, you know, because I did it all last year. So it really depends on where you're submitting from. Depends on the turnaround time. I do get all the emails. I read all the emails. Unfortunately, there's some really, really cool cars that you guys have submitted to me that, you know, you're like, oh, hey, and I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska. And it's like, I want to go there, but it's, you know, it's tough. So I can't really say on a turnaround time. If you do want to email me, you can email me at pradelreviews@gmail.com if you have specific questions. Good to see you on. Love what you're doing with the channel. I came for the RX-7 content and stayed for you. Oh, thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. You also spell your name correctly. I also spell it with a K. Good evening, says AJ. Hello, hello. You'll be spending more time waiting on a tow truck. Yes. I don't know. You know, in my experience, this car's been fine. Hey, Zach, quick question. Do you think a 2005 Volvo S80 T6 would be a good first car? You can get it with all-wheel drive, and it comes with a twin-turbo inline-six. Sounds good. Sounds also like a handful. Sounds like it could be a maintenance nightmare. But yeah. I had an S80, great car, put 100K on it. Trans wasn't the best, got rid of it. Most comfortable car I've been in. I will have a Volvo next week, and a V60 Countryman, something like that. Do you use drones for your videos? Any concern over the DJI ban? I do not use drones. I tried to use a drone once. I flew it into a tree. My dad also flew his drone into a tree. Not good. So I haven't had good luck with drones. So no, I don't use them. But I don't know anything about a DJI brand or DJI ban. I haven't heard of that. If anyone could fill me in. It has a transverse inline six. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, Zach. Cube Master says hello. Hello. Tanisha Jackson says hello. Hello. Isaac says hi. Favorite car you've reviewed so far? I can't answer that. I've reviewed over 1,100 cars. So it's pretty impossible. And I'm sorry, my phone keeps sliding off this dash. Some that stick out are the R33 Skyline I really loved. A lot of the older like J bodies that I've done that I've loved. I mean, it's just it's too much to even fathom. What is your future goals for your channel? Do this, but on a bigger scale every year. I want to go to Europe and try to film European weird diesel Peugeots, whatever. I want to go to Japan and drive their cool cars, cool brand new K cars. I want to go to Australia and drive some Holdens. I want to go to South Africa and drive their weird market cars. I want to go to Brazil and drive their weird market cars. That's the goal. You know, my goal is to drive every car ever made. And that's never going to happen. That's physically impossible, but, you know, getting as close to that as possible. What are your thoughts on squatted trucks and slammed cars? That's a culture that I just don't partake in. I don't really see much of a purpose for myself. I understand a lot of people get a lot of joy out of that. Slammed cars to me are kind of like YouTube pranksters where like they were cool and fun for a time, but then when you kind of take a step back and you grow up a little bit, you're like, oh, oof. Ay. The most comfortable car I was in was a 2003 Acura MDX. Those are pretty nice. Matthew Fuller's in the chat. Hello. How are things? Going fine. We're waiting for this Ioniq 5 to charge. I'm sitting at a charging station with 20 minutes till 80% and 46 minutes till 100%. Which actually, I realized I could turn my headlights off. What's your favorite car? Too many to... What are you yelling at me for? I don't know why the car just yelled at me. What's your favorite car? Too many to even figure out. What car are you most surprised passed the big friggin' bottle test? Oh, Mini Cooper S. A 2009 Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works had an optional, but factory optional extra cup holder that fit in. It was an OEM option, and it fit the big friggin' bottle. I think that to date, probably the most surprising. S660 would need a review. Yes, it would. Definitely going to Europe is a good idea. Thank you. I actually have a friend of mine who's in Ireland right now, and he has been endlessly texting me literally like 20 or 30 photos a day of just cars that he sees on the street, and I'm so jealous. Hey man, love your content, especially the mini documentaries. Thank you. I don't have any more mini documentaries prepared. I've written probably 5 more of them. I haven't done the video parts. I'm trying to choose which ones I want to fill out and make content out of. But I have 5 scripts written. So I've done research on 5 more topics. If you go to Japan one day, I recommend reviewing a Toyota Origin. Pretty underrated JDM car, and it will be pretty interesting to hear your take on my favorite cars. I agree. You know, I get this all the time, like, hey, like I get DMs all the time of like, you should review this, you should review this. And I love hearing that. I really, really do. But it's also like, if I can get my hands on this stuff, there's definitely an RX-7 over there. That is undoubtedly a rotary. God, I haven't heard that noise in months. Oh, and my phone fell. All right. That's cool. Maybe it's a sign from the Bibgies. Anyway. I wish I could drive over there. I'm plugged in. Anyway. Yeah, any interesting car, if I can get my hands on it, I want to review it. Plain and simple. In your experience, do EVs actually have noticeably less power when they are at a lower charge, 80% versus 40%? No. Because if I put it in sport mode I got it down to 30% today. It still did the thing. It's just your range drops dramatically. But power is still fine. I haven't gotten it down to like dangerous levels, and I don't plan to, so. Hey, I just sent you about my supercharged Scion TC. Hit me up. I did see that. I believe you're like a few hours from me. You're not very close to me. So I do want to drive that. I want to say you're like North Carolina or Ohio or something. If you could refresh my memory. But yeah, I'm probably not leaving the state for probably at least another month or two at minimum, just because I have so much stuff to film here. I'm going to a journalist rally here, which I'll talk about if you guys are interested, which will be very, very cool, but there's a lot of planning that goes into that. So what Celica would you say is your favorite? I liked what was that? I drove a 6th gen. I think the 6th gen was my favorite. Man, I heard that too. Yeah, there's definitely something rotary over there. A 370Z pulled in behind him, but I couldn't see what was in front of him. Who are some of your favorite car YouTubers? Interesting question. Here's the thing. I don't watch a whole lot of car YouTube for 2 reasons. First of all, it's what I do all day, so I kind of don't relax and unwind with that stuff. That being said, of course, I do enjoy a handful of Doug's videos if they're cool and interesting cars. Hoovie's Garage, regular car reviews has been a big influence. And I've actually been fortunate enough to have been chatting with him recently. And so we might have some stuff going there. My good friend, one of my best friends, Caleb, Gingium, Boosted John, 2 of my best friends, they're absolutely awesome too. I recommend checking them out. Predictions for the 2023 F1 season. Red Bull is dominating right now, and Alonso and Aston Martin flew up in order. Australian GP this weekend. Yeah, I'm super excited for the Australian Grand Prix. I was going to stay up for it, but my girlfriend wants to watch with me. So we're going to watch it on Sunday. I'm excited. I'm excited to see not Ferrari and Mercedes on. Well, I love Ferrari. I'm a Carlos fan, not a Ferrari fan, but Carlos specifically. I don't know. I think Aston Martin's going to finish well. I think it's going to be a Red Bull dominating season. I think there's no question about that. Oh wow, I missed a handful of questions. My apologies. Would you like to get your thoughts on why manufacturers spec cars the way that they do? Wouldn't it be more economical to just offer the same thing everywhere? Yeah, it's a good point. I have no idea. It puzzles me too, because like the new Kia Sorento, you can get it with auto holding brakes or not. Like the higher trims have auto holding brakes. So the lower trims actually have a completely different handbrake system or parking brake system. I don't know how it's beneficial to manufacture the 2 different ones. Same thing with the Toyota BZ4X. BZ4X and the Subaru Solterra. The BZ4X is offered in front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. The Subaru's only all-wheel drive. Why wouldn't you just make them all-wheel drive and just call it a day? I don't know. Sometimes I try to get into the minds of manufacturers, and it just hurts my head more. What's your next video essay about? And I have some ideas on essays like smokers' windows, histories of car stereo, smog pumps, Honda's CVCC, 2+2 rear seats in cars like a Porsche 911. So I have a couple ideas right now. I want to talk about louvers. I want to talk about rental cars. I want to talk about the little vents, the steering column vents, the ball coolers, they used to call them. What dictates what I talk about in the mini documentaries is the footage that I have. So a lot of people commented on the pop-up headlight video, like, why didn't you include the Opal? Why didn't you include a C3 Corvette? Why didn't you include, X, Y, or Z? It's because I don't have footage of one. I haven't filmed one. And I don't want to make the documentaries just a collection of stock footage I bought off of Shutterstock or whatever. I want it to be the footage that I have procured and I own. And I use stock footage in them, don't get me wrong, for like places, people, little connecting shots. But a majority of the documentaries, as you'll see, are cars that I have reviewed on the channel. That was the whole genesis of the mini documentaries, was I had all of this extra footage from these reviews. And I'm like, how can I make this into its own interesting thing? So the mini documentaries were born out of that. What's the most beautiful car in your opinion? The E-Type is pretty high up there. No, Aston Martin DB5. Aston Martin DB5, no doubt. Do you want my old RX-7? No, thank you. Dayton, Ohio. Yeah, okay. So I do remember it was Ohio for the Supercharged TC. I do... I will be out there. I will be out there at some point. But I will email you when I go out. Don't worry. What do you do to unwind? Very good question. I'm not trying to be like grind culture, but I really don't like unwind that much. I unwind a little bit on vacation when I go on vacation with my girlfriend, which isn't often. We just went in February, but before that it had been a while since we had taken like a dedicated vacation that I'm not also working on. I honestly just kind of like, when I'm done editing, I hit X and then I go lay in bed on TikTok until I fall asleep. Or Instagram. I don't really spend that much time on Instagram or anything. So it's just mostly just endless scrolling on TikTok till my phone falls out of my hand. And then we start again the next day. I got a new anime body pillow today. Good for you. How do you like your steak? Medium. Medium's fine. I don't know. I don't want it tough. But there's also some steakhouses I've been to where I'm like, these steaks definitely have some type of bug. Cook it, please. I just don't want to get sick. When was the last time you drove your Mazda 3? Good question. A week ago Monday. So like a week and a half was the last time I drove my Mazda 3. Do you prefer reviewing stock cars or modified cars? It depends on the vehicle. I always like reviewing the stock cars, just to have like a baseline. But like I did a completely bone stock 51,000 mile Nissan 240SX. So now I'm like, bring on the modifications, bring on the LS swaps, bring on, the slammed ones. Because I have like that out of the way. It's very different, I guess. Knowing the state of EV charging, how many broken ones did you encounter today? I found one local to me, the one that I'm at, that works, and so I just come here now. The first time I tried it took me 5 tries to find a charger that actually worked, and even still, these say that they're running at like half power. I'm getting 60 kilowatts right now. So the issue that I learned, there's 2 issues that I learned from talking to people who actually install these, and I've been fortunate enough to actually gone to meetings, sat in on Zoom meetings with these companies like Electrify America and whatnot, which has been really cool. And just the fact that it started as a YouTube channel and now I'm talking to like business people is weird. The issue with it is that installing big chargers like this, level 3 chargers, is hundreds of thousands of dollars. The other issue is that Electrify America doesn't, they contract out all of their chargers. So this charger isn't owned by Electrify America. It's probably owned by the grocery store that I'm at, or maybe even a third party that's renting space from the thing. So there's no standardization. So this Electrify America charger might be in way better condition than another one. It might be in way worse condition. It's just such a gamble right now. I found this one. It works fine. My car's at 70% now, but yeah. If you come back to Ohio any point, the door is still open to review my car. We emailed each other a few months back. Spec M, shoot me an email again. And that goes for anyone in chat. If you've emailed me and our emails either went cold or you just want to re-up, please feel free to email me again. You're not going to bug me. You're not going to bother me. And if I stopped replying randomly or we never set up a time, please, please, please genuinely know that it wasn't malicious. It was just me forgetting, opening the email and saying I'll respond later and then forgetting, or I was waiting for the weather to clear up and then it took a little bit extra longer and I forgot. So if I didn't get back to you about a review, I didn't get back to an email, didn't get back to a DM or anything like that, please know it's not personal. I will tell you if I'm like, hey, stop contacting me, which I've done to some people. So yeah, please shoot me an email again. Did you ever think that YouTube would be a big career for you when you started? Yes and no. I always had that aspiration, but I never thought it was actually going to happen. Like every kid wants to be in a rock band, and then you play drums for a year and you hate it and you yell at your mom about it. That was kind of how I was with YouTube, but I just kind of kept doing it. And then now here I am. Yeah, kind of crazy. When did you leave your job to become a full-time YouTuber? I left mine about a month ago to start my own business. I left my job as soon as I was making like 150% of what I was making at the previous job. So I used to work at Jiffy Lube, and I was making like, after taxes, I was making like $150 a week, maybe. And once I was making that on YouTube, I thought, well, if I had all this extra time and I'm already making an equivalent, I was making a little bit more on YouTube. I'm like, why don't I just dedicate myself to this? And I did, and it was hard and it sucked. It sucked for so many years. And it still sucks every once in a while. I just paid my taxes. That sucked. Especially being a 1099 and all that stuff. And, it sucks for a long time. But when I was making enough money, when I was making an equal amount of money, that's when I left. And I was still in college. So like there was still, oh, it's raining. Oh, I'm going to have to unplug this thing in the rain. Ugh. I was still in college, so I kind of had that grace period a little bit where I was going to class. So like, in college the real world doesn't really totally matter all the time. So as long as I lived at home, as long as I had money to go see my girlfriend and fill up my gas tank, I was fine. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to try to get through these decently quick. I'm sorry I'm so behind. I love the louvers. I have them on my SA RX-7. I also love the ball coolers. My 99 GMC 1500 keeps me cool all summer long. Oh, good to know. Jamie, pull that up. Yo, what's up, Zach? Hello, stupid videos. What are your thoughts on the U.S. government possibly banning TikTok? We'll see if it happens. I think it's all banter. I don't know. I think it'd be a landmark case if they did, but I have my doubts. LMAO, the Buckies. Yep, we're repping the Buckies tonight. It's what I normally wear. Is your Ioniq 5 reliable? Yes, and it only has 4,000 miles on it, so yeah. Have you gave the reclining seats on the Ioniq 5 a whirl? Nope, you're going to see it live, baby. Oh, well, that goes back pretty far, huh? Have you guys seen the very ending of the 3rd episode of Star Wars where Anakin turns into Darth Vader? Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. All right, my face was kind of covered by the steering wheel, but you get the vibes. All right, back to answering questions. I'm lucky to be in the position where if I got an EV, I could install a home charger, but I keep my cars for 10 plus years and battery longevity scares me. If the battery dies, the car is totaled. Thoughts? So from what I heard, the Nissan Ariya, the new Nissan EV, has its battery packs under the hood, and apparently you can replace individual cells out of the Ariya. I don't know how true that is. That was what I was told at the auto show during press day, so we'll see. I think they're going to fix that, but I think current EVs are going to be totaled out when the battery's gone. But I think in the future, battery maintenance will become a big, big thing. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Should I go get some Tostitos? Yes, always. When will you do another post on your website? The last post is from a month and a half ago. I need to do that. I'm very bad about blogging. I will do that soon. I will do that soon. Pickle Rick. Do you ever change your car review route? Maybe more curves or straight? Always depends on the type of car you're reviewing. It all depends on where I'm reviewing it. Unfortunately, here in Illinois, we have straight and potholes. Those are our two, pick your fighter when it comes to roads. We don't have many curvy roads. And I also don't have the luxury of taking, cars for several hours sometimes to go find a twisty road. I kind of have to deal with the environment that I'm in, which I kind of also love. I kind of like that part of my job where it's like guerrilla filmmaking, which is like a style of filmmaking where it's like, like Vice documentaries, they're out in the field, they have the camera, they're running, it's shaky, it's, very matter of fact, it's right here, there's no lighting setups. I like that part of my reviews. To me, that it's more authentic to my experience because it's not crazy lighting setups and rigs, and that's why I don't have crazy transitions and edits, and I just want to show people cars, and so that's why if I have access to a curvy road, if you watch my R33 Skyline video, Toyota Tercel, those were filmed on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I mean, there's several videos that I have had good roads with, but it's all luck of the draw and luck of the location. What's the highest mileage car you've ever driven? My friend's town car had 514,000 miles, so 500,000. Do you get annoyed to charge EVs instead of just filling up car with gas and be on the road a lot faster? Yes. I've been here, well, as long as the stream has been, I've been here, so I got here earlier than the stream, but 40 minutes. I've just been sitting in my car talking to a little box. Bucky's gas station. Well, my Hyundai Elantra. Dude, you got to stop asking me every week if it's going to hit 300,000 miles. I tell you every week, it's all depending on your maintenance. I'm sure. I mean, Hyundai Elantras are good cars. I'm sure it'll get there if you maintain it properly. But it's up to you, man. It's up to you. Lean back. The recline up was incredible. 30 minutes. What percentage is it at? So it's 34 minutes now. We're at 81%. So 28 more minutes until 100%. The potholes in Minnesota are awful this year. I like how you say it like it's the flowers budding. Oh, man, the crops are really bad this year. Would you like to see EV charging go the same infrastructure setup as gas stations? Yeah, if they can make them quick, but I don't want to be parked at a gas pump for an hour. I mean, that's literally what I'm doing now, but I don't know. Do car YouTubers talk to each other like brothers who do car confections, and the guy who does regular car reviews? Yeah, I mean, we do talk to each other. I've had conversations with most of the big names. If anything else, just niceties and saying hello and DMing back and forth real quick. I think there's definitely, tighter knit groups and groups that I'm not a part of, but the interesting thing has been getting the press cars recently as of February. If you guys notice on the channel, I'm in a press car right now, but I've been getting press cars every week now. It's kind of a little, it's a little fraternity, because after I give up this Ioniq 5, it goes and gets cleaned, and then it gets sent off to another. What is it charged? I'm at $14. My God. It gets sent off to another journalist. So if you guys saw Savage Geese just released a video of the Volvo XC90, I had that exact car before him. I took that car to Cheesecake Factory with my girlfriend. I took that car to Wisconsin. I took it to Milwaukee. I took it to so many places. So it was cool to see that, and I've chatted with him and all that stuff. So it's not a super tight, at least I'm not in like the inner circles, but we do chat with each other. But yeah. Oh wow, a lot of questions. Has a car ever broken down on you while you were reviewing it? Yes, the BMW 128i that was making like 600 horsepower, that threw an engine code. It was, I've never, knock on wood, knock on whatever, I've never had it to the, no, I take that back. One car had to get towed, and that video never got put out. It was a 1931 Model A, Ford Model A pickup truck. What ended up happening was the fuse popped, but we couldn't find it. It was in the rain out in Ohio. That video was never made because it was like 5 minutes into my driving. So, but yeah, I'm glad you can live stream with us. Good way to kill time. I appreciate it. Thanks for all coming. Planning on coming up to Michigan anytime soon. Got to have you review my McLaren and Demon. I thought you were down in Florida. I've been meaning to reach out to you. I thought you were down in Florida. Shoot me an email. If you can, if someone can put my, can I put in the chat? Can I? I've never live streamed off my phone like this. Please, Zenial, is it Zenial? Email me. I would, those two cars are very high on my list. I mean, my 2009 Mazda 6, has 250,000 miles, no big issues, all stock. Yeah, the Mazda 6 is great. I'm glad you still have that, Colin. Good question. You're so beautiful. Thank you, Michael. All on maintenance and don't abuse your car. Yeah, 100%. I mean, there are some cars that no matter how much you love them, they're going to be unreliable, and that's just, life. Sorry I have to keep moving this. But 99% of how far a car goes is maintenance. 100%. How long will you get press cars? If you mean like how long do I get each one, I get them all for a week. And as soon as the company that has them drives the car out, and then they drive the car that I currently have, they take it away. So they come to my house. I don't have to even be there. They pull up, swap keys with me, and go away. How long will I get them? So I get emails in like 5 or 6 week batches of what I'm going to get for the next couple weeks. So far, they keep giving me more, so I'm not going to complain. Any press cars you've got on BAT that you really are looking forward to? Yes, there are a lot of press cars that I have coming up that I'm excited for. I don't want to share them, not because of any like gatekeeping or anything like that. Is because with the press cars, scheduling mixes up all the time. So like I got sent a list of cars 2 days ago, and then yesterday they emailed me and they're like, hey, we have to swap out this car. We can't get this car. And it's funny because I was supposed to get a Lexus RX 350, and they're like, hey, we can't give it to you next week because it has to go film a commercial in Texas. So like, the cars that I'm getting, like this Ioniq 5, like could have been in one of the commercials or might be in a future Hyundai commercial, which is cool. So, but yeah, that's the only reason I don't want to share what's coming next. I will tell you when it's in my driveway. This exact car, this Ioniq 5, I was supposed to get in February, and there was an issue with scheduling. It had to go away. I think maybe to film something with Hyundai. I can't remember. So I said in a video, I was like, oh, I'm going to get the Hyundai Ioniq. And then they're like, yeah, you're not getting it this week. And I was like, oh, so I just like lied to everyone. So that was cool. Have you seen Daniel Mack? And if you have, what's the funniest encounter you think he had the funniest with Moist Critical? I have not. I don't know who Daniel Mack is, unfortunately. Have you seen any of Aging Wheels car reviews? Thoughts? Yes, I love Robert's content. He is awesome. He's not local to me, but he's like 4 hours from me, which isn't bad. I'd really love to connect with him because he has some really cool and interesting cars. I would love to review his Coda, and all, I mean, his whole little fleet. So he seems like a cool guy. I wouldn't want an EV unless I owned a home so I could charge at home. Yes, agreed. Love the documentary style videos you do. Those seem to get the most views. Agreed. And any 2003 to 2007 Accords, 2004, 2008 Acura TSX reviews in the works. No, there was someone that reached out to me with an 06 Accord or 05 Accord manual, but they lived in Iowa, but said that they were moving like really close to me. So I said, let's set up a time when you move close. And then I didn't hear back from them. I think they're still in the moving process. But no TSX videos, unfortunately. No Acura videos on the horizon at the moment. Has a press car broken down before? No, I've only gotten... This is my 6th. So they're all super low mileage. They're all really well-kept cars. I mean, a brand, they do their hardest to not let these things break down. Tip on finding an honest mechanic that doesn't overcharge or upsell. Hard to tell with so many fake reviews. Yeah, Google reviews is pretty trash now. Honestly, ask like your parents or just people of the older generation that, like my parents have a mechanic they've taken their car to for 30 years, 40 years almost. I just ask people like that. I mean, it is really, really hard to find. Do you like the look of the Ioniq 6? I think it's interesting. We'll see what comes of it. A gas-powered Mercedes just pulled into the Tesla charger next to me. Eyes peeled for that RX 350 at some point. Yeah, I don't have it on the schedule anymore. So I have the schedule out through the middle of May. So it's going to be probably into the summer if I ever get a RX 350. I have an 03 manual Accord with my TC. Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, I'd love to check that out. Oh, Daniel Mack is the guy that says what you do for a living. Oh, that guy. I mean, his videos are very popular. It is cool. I would not have the guts or wherewithal to run up to people and ask them what they're doing or like what they do for work, or how much money they make. Or there's a guy now that's like, oh, can I see your apartment? I'd be like, I would rather walk across a bed of Legos barefoot than show you where I live. I'm a little bit of a slob, I'll be honest, but anyway. I think I'm caught up on the questions. If you guys have more questions, I got 18 more minutes, baby. Could give you a little tour. So that's the Chargers that I'm at. Let's see here. So here's what I'm looking at. That's how... Oh, jeez. This is how many miles I've driven the car in 2 days. 2 days. I have it set to purple for the synthwave aesthetic. Why couldn't I think of synthwave? But anyway, we'll go back to here. Sorry, my phone keeps sliding. I like your new video of the Pontiac Vibe, by the way. Would you recommend an all-wheel drive version of that car / the Matrix model? I haven't driven the all-wheel drive or the Matrix model, but it seems really, really cool, and so why not at that point? Speaking of which, when's the next Lego build? I was going to do one tonight, but I have to go to work tomorrow, and I had to charge the car. So I can't build Legos in here. That's why I'm doing this stream. This stream would have been a Lego stream had I not had to charge the car for tomorrow to get to work. So I don't know, somewhat soon. I have one more Lego set to build, which is Dom's charger. So, yeah. What are some of your hobbies what are some of your other hobbies besides cars? I cannot read for the life of me. It's a good question. I don't really have any. I watch Formula One. I'm really into Formula One. And my girlfriend and I are really into national parks. We've done 15 national parks in the last 2 years. So I'm always like trying to research the next one to go to. I'm genuinely not trying to sound like grind culture, like this is what you should do, but all I think about is cars and filming cars and how to find the next one to film. And then when I hang out with my girlfriend, we watch TV, and that's like my shutdown time. We're watching Ted Lasso right now. Big into that. That's pretty much it. I whistle. That's one thing people don't know about me. I don't think I've ever said in a video. I whistle Jingle Bells all year. And it's not like a Christmas thing. It's like the default tune in my head. Fun fact of the night. So cool you get press cars. The Ioniq 5 looks super cool. Yeah, I'm excited to put out this video. I actually commissioned a custom synthwave song just for the review of this car. So I'm excited to share with you guys. Looks like a gaming PC, not far off. Have you ever had anyone get you a review an F-body Firebird? No. I actually, funny you say that, I reached out to a friend today about his F-body Firebird, and he said, I'm sorry, we just sold it. And I was looking forward to filming that. I've never filmed an F-body Firebird, and I would love to. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on the improvement of Korean cars? I remember the Elantra and the Kia Rio were the worst cars you've reviewed when you first started the channel. Time has definitely flown by. Two things with that. That's a Subaru Impreza that had a rubber chicken duct tape to the grill. That was weird. That's not one of my points. First of all, Hyundai and Kia have stepped up their game dramatically in the last couple of years. The car I'm sitting in right now, the Ioniq 5, is exhibit A, B, and C of that argument. The other thing is that I think when I first started reviewing Kias, when I first started reviewing cars, I was very, very close-minded. The Kia Rio that I drove, the white one, God, 5 or 6 years ago, that was my brother's rental car. And it was the first time I had reviewed a car that didn't have an owner. So I didn't have to worry about my thoughts or opinions like affecting someone. So I ripped on that car way, way more than I should have. It did not deserve that. I think the Kia Rio is actually a pretty good product now, just in terms of, oh, there's a purple Porsche 911 that just pulled in, a GT or 991.2. It's interesting. I ripped on it way too hard. I shouldn't have. I'll be the first person to tell you that. I ripped on it too hard just because I could, and I never stopped to ask myself if I should, and I really shouldn't have. But I leave those videos up because it's a learning process, and, yeah, that's that. But I do think that they've stepped up their game massively, too. But I can't, part of that blame is on me. What's a good music choice for you to just vibe to? Synthwave, or Joji. I love Joji. Is your channel monetized enough to be your primary gig, or do you have another job as well? This is my primary gig. I'm sorry this is taking so long to answer your questions, but this is my one and only job. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Agreed. Do you wash and wax your own cars? My Mazda 3, yes. The press cars, I don't. They tell us actually to avoid washing them if possible because they like fully detail them before they get them. The whistling is a family thing apparently. Oh, good to know. Thanks, Colin. Love synthwave, your brand of elevator music. Pretty much. Whistling jingle bells it's the elevator music that just plays inside my head. Either that or I will hum Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. Fun fact about me. You guys are really getting the inside scoop tonight. Have you ever drove a Mazda MPV minivan? Yes. I haven't reviewed one. Funny enough, I actually filmed a manual Plymouth Voyager today, and I was talking with the owner, and I told him that I had driven a manual Mazda MPV, but I didn't film it. I actually drove it to almost purchase it, and I ended up not, and I kick myself every day for not buying that car. It was $200. Just needed tires and brakes. The Kia Rio you reviewed probably has to go to therapy after that. The Kia Rio's fine. It puts up with way more yes queens, fuzzy pink steering wheels, and curb rash wheels to worry about a couple mean things I said 5 years ago. Unfortunately, that's what happens with cheap, affordable cars, is that everyone can buy them, and not everyone respects them, so... yeah. I think yelling at the Rio was a little bit of therapy for me. But that's just my 2 cents. I didn't bring any water with me. I'm getting a little dry here. Getting a little parched. Do any car manufacturers give you guidelines for what you're allowed to say, or do you have free reign to rip on their cars if you don't like them? This is a very, very good question because I get asked it. Or not really asked it, but I just get accused of it a lot. No. 51 minutes now. How much more charging does the car need? It's at 95%. It has 11 more minutes, which the last, 20 minutes it slows down because you don't really need it. But if I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you guys, I have the time. It's at $18, though. Jeez. Matthew, to answer your question, no. I try to avoid completely ripping on a car because, as I said in my Hyundai Kona video, there is so much time, effort, and resources that go into building a car. There's whole teams, and now in the position that I'm in, thought I saw someone walking. The position that I'm in, I know some of the people. I've met people that have designed some of the cars that I've driven. I've met some of the marketing team. I've met, people who work on the assembly lines of these cars. And so I feel like, oh, the RX-7 just started up across the parking lot. That's an FD. Oh, God. I do miss it. Just out of respect for them, there has to be a good side to every car. And so sometimes people are like, oh, why aren't you ripping on this car more? Or why do you overly love this car so much? And it really is truly my honest thoughts. There have been dealerships that have ended their relationship with me because of things that I've said in the videos. And that to me is, a lesson learned, but also I'm not gonna silence myself. I'm not gonna, there's no way you could see the FD. It was all the way in the corner. And you guys could probably tell if you're like, hey, I haven't seen him film with a certain dealership. One of two things happened. Either the person I was working with went to another position, or they asked me to stop filming videos with their cars, which has happened only twice. Only two dealers have actually asked me to not return. because of things that I said. But looking back on those videos, I wouldn't change those videos. I wouldn't say something else. It's just there was a disagreement and we separated ways. There's no bad blood. I don't have any bad blood with any dealerships or anything like that. It's just and so far no manufacturer has said anything to me. So no. Sorry, that's a long-winded answer, but no, the manufacturers and dealerships do not dictate what I say. It's probably obvious, but I don't have a script when I go into it. I genuinely hook up the camera to the windshield. I put the microphone up my shirt, and I start talking, and that's it. So. How cool is it you have 30 plus random strangers waiting to chat with you live on a Thursday night? LOL, you made it. Yeah, it is pretty interesting that I went here, I pulled up to this charger alone, and yet I have almost more than like a bus full of people. That's kind of cool. Do you have a favorite body style of vehicle? If I had to pick, I would choose a wagon, but I love all body types, baby. Big, small, wide, skinny. Don't matter. Have you met a Chevy engineer? No, I've met Chevy assembly line workers and the marketing team, but not particularly an engineer. About the dealer or the cars? Always about the cars. I would never speak ill of a dealer. There was one car that had an issue. I pointed out the issue in the video, and that a potential buyer saw the video, brought it up with the dealership, and the dealership wasn't happy that I put that issue in the video, which is totally understandable. I mean, lessons were learned on both sides, I think. And I still have a lot of respect for the dealership. I still have respect for everyone who works at that dealership. I learned, maybe to word things better, maybe to this, that, or the other. But no, I've never, ever, and I never would badmouth a dealership. So. If I had a nickel for every time Zach was asked to stop filming at a dealer, I've had 2 nickels, which is weird that it happened twice. Agreed. Fast wagons are the jam, but an Audi RS6 is not in my budget. Same here. Had any good car show stories? Not particularly. I don't go to a whole lot of shows. My goal for this year is to try to go to more, but I'm always working on Sunday mornings. I can never, ever watch Formula One because I'm always working on Sundays. Weekends, I work more than during the week. So, I mean, we bring the Model A out to car shows and let kids sit in it, and that's always the most fun thing is that kids always get their pictures taken in the Model A, which is just really reassuring. We do have 4 minutes left on the charge, so we're going to start winding down here. Hello, Zach. Hope you enjoyed the Jeopardy clue. Yes, thank you for sending that. I'd love to see you review an Acura TSX Sport Wagon. I've only seen a handful of them. I know they're super, super rare, so I would love to review one as well. If you guys have any last questions, please submit them now, because I have to unplug here in a second, because it actually charges you an idle fee. So, yeah, just so you're aware. Do you think the Mitsubishi Lancer Sportback Rally Art is an underrated wagon? I do, however, I haven't reviewed one, so I don't know how good it is. What are the most important things to look out for when looking at a used car? Obviously, underbody rust. Saturn products look fantastic because they have plastic body panels, but then you get under them and they're all rotted out. Stuff like that, maintenance history. When you meet the owner, too, you can kind of get a certain vibe. And go with your gut. I would say go with your gut. Got a favorite press car so far? Honestly, the first one. The Volvo XC90 Recharge. It was luxurious. It was quick. It's my girlfriend's favorite one. It's my mom's favorite one that I had. I think I felt classy driving around in it. It wasn't overly huge like the Sequoia that I had. So I'm excited to get into another Volvo next week. Good night, boys. Hello, Zach. I am from California. My question is, do you have other favorite cars? I have a lot of favorite cars. I love old Skylines. I love... Here's the thing, man. Every car is my favorite car. Like, it's kind of like an issue. Like, I love them all. I love them all. They're all my children. Dang, that hour went fast. You're telling me. I'm going to unplug here in a second. Heading out. It's been a good live stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining and making this hour go by quickly. I appreciate you all. You guys will see this car on the channel next week. This Ioniq 5. You guys got to say you saw it before it was reviewed. Would you say all-wheel drive is a necessity, driving in the snow? No, just get snow tires. See you, man. It's been great. So, as it almost on cue, the rain is a paid actor. It is just starting to rain now. As, of course, now I have to unplug. But thank you, everyone who joined. I'll do this again, maybe, if I have to charge another car. So, everyone have a good night. I'll chat with you soon. Tomorrow's video is a Subaru Outback Turbo. That's all I can remember. It's like an 06 Subaru Outback Turbo. How much to charge? It was $19. Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.